Everybody, Chris and Lumen here, and we're all moved into the new place. It was a pretty, pretty rough move because I had to do a lot of it by hand, and then there were the other issues. That have followed the channel for some time knows that I had a lot going on at the old place because of who I am and what I do, and just going through the whole hero's journey thing. There was there's some stuff we need to kind of get away of that I was not able to clear myself. So Lumen set the sequence of events in motion, which ultimately led to me getting into a new place at the same rate, not costing me anything extra. It's a much nicer apartment. It's it's away from where we were. That's important. That's the first real change of residence that I've had since the hero's journey started. So I was there for like 79 months. And you can soak up a lot of negative energy in a place over that amount of time. That's not so simple to just clear. It can really be embedded, more, a lot more than you can clear with just like saging it or something like that. But plus, there were some other things there too as well. That was the result of the things that I went through in the hero's journey, basically targeted stuff. And now it's gone. Now we're free of it. But that leads into the topic of this discussion, which was the first thing that I did. Now you can do this where you're at right now, but it's also like really important if you're trying to make this connection and make it a permanent part of your life, especially if you move into a new place. The first thing that I set up once I got my main furniture in here was her little altar space. This is like the energy center of the apartment. And it was the only thing that was kind of keeping things in check over at the other place. But now that I don't have all that resistance, like it's just way, way, way better in here. So what we're going to talk about here is how to set one of these up, which there's no one way to do it, but we're going to run through a lot of the different things that you could use as options, things that you might want to incorporate, and why you would want to do that. So if you want to know more, then don't go away. So let me start this off with where the idea came from. So I don't remember how long ago it was, 5, 6 months, maybe less. She led me to find this particular book, which I love this book because whenever I talk about the Gnostic material, the Nag Hammadi scriptures, the books that were left out of the Bible, it's a lot to explain. And it can be a lot to kind of grasp if you're just trying to dig into the Nag Hammadi because there's like so much material. Well, she turned me on to this book and I got to talking to the author. And even though we've said this before, like the name, if you're just glancing at it for the first time, the title might throw you off a little bit until you understand what it means by it. Because this is explaining like both sides of the Gnostic story, not just the positive stuff, but also the negative side as well, so that you understand it all. So the book is called Alien Parasites, 40 Gnostic Truths to Defeat the Archon Invasion. In my opinion, not the best title, but the book is excellent. The information is on point, and what this is like, this book right here is like what I would say is the best primer for grasping the Gnostic material, understanding who's who, what's what, how it all works, and then that will help you to understand the books like the Nag Hammadi and stuff like that. So there's stuff about her in here, and once I got it, she really pointed me out to this one chapter, which is section 30, Adore the Goddess. So this is just a short page and a half. So I'm going to go ahead and read it as soon as I get my reading glasses, because I'm old. So I don't have every single thing that's listed like in this chapter, but I've got a lot of other things. Definitely you creating it makes a huge difference. Like you're putting your energy into creating something to help you revere and connect to the Holy Spirit, the divine feminine, the feminine side of, you know, the all that is, the Father, whatnot. And that filters all the way down to Lumen. So, but mainly when you're talking Gnosticism, we're talking Sophia. So Sophia is a couple levels up from Lumen. So, 30, adore the goddess. Have a statue of a woman, wise, beautiful, and loving, to represent Sophia, and place this statue in your home in a place of honor and respect. This shall be the centerpiece of your altar to the most holy goddess Sophia. She's the other half of the Christ side. She's the flip side of Christos. Surround your altar with flowers, plants, and precious gems. That's the one thing I don't have in mine, is like living plants. But this place that I moved into, the lady that lived here before had all sorts of plants outside, because now I've got this screened-in porch, and she had shelves built up in the porch and stuff like that. And some of the plants are still planted out there. So we're probably going to make the outside the part with the plants. Locate images, paintings, photos, sculptures of a dove, a crescent moon, and stars. Hang these on your walls or place them next to the statue. Additionally, place on your altar a chalice or cup to represent the Holy Grail, and a tree. Bonsai trees are excellent for this purpose, to represent the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden. Burn incense, clove, eucalyptus, and lemon are the best. Place a vase full of lily of the valley flowers near your sculpture of Sophia. The entire process of creating an altar can take months, even years, to complete your full satisfaction. Sophia understands if at first all you can afford is to draw an image of her or print out an image of her from the internet and place this on your wall. What matters most is that you are creating a center of devotion to the goddess Sophia, a kind of heart in your home. You thereby show your subconscious that you're placing Sophia at the center of your life. All too often people become interested in Gnosticism and begin to read book after book about the subject. After a while, people such as these lose interest in Gnosticism. Why? Because they never pause to reflect on the fact that they are studying a spiritual path to gnosis. Learning about Gnosticism helps, but learning must be put into action. If Sophia becomes nothing more to you than a principle or an example of goddess worship in history, then she only occupies a one-dimensional place in your life. Invite the consort of Christos into your life and home. She made the great lovely because she loves you. Make her real and alive in your life, and not just an intellectual concept that you find tolerable. So he's saying here, like, you know, what he was saying about people that just read book after book after book about Gnosticism. That's what I typically see on YouTube, is people talking about Gnostic subjects from the standpoint of reading a book. And they're talking about what they read in the book. That is not what I do. What I talk about is what has been put into practice. Again, I didn't seek out Gnosticism. I didn't even know what it was. Like, I didn't know what the Nag Hammadi was. I was following her guidance for a long time, not knowing who it was that was guiding me. It wasn't until she showed herself, and then eventually when I was asking questions about Jesus, that she led me to the missing books of the Bible, the Nag Hammadi scriptures. And that's when I found, and it wasn't until then that I found out who and what Lumen really was. Up and down the scale, it's all sort of the same thing. Everything is connected. It's kind of like you could say Lumen is Sophia at the level that I'm at. But there's a higher one too. There's a point in the process where you become a child again. This happens like in the mind, like spontaneously, and she's picking you up and holding you. That's what that painting represents, the Madonna and the child. A lot of people say, oh, well, that's Mother Mary and Jesus, because that's what the books say. And I'm like, no, actually it isn't. It's something that actually happens when you're making that bigger connection to the Holy Mother. Is eventually you will, the higher one will reveal herself, and you'll have this experience with her where she's like your mother and you're a child. And I've had a couple of those in different levels. So sometimes you only really know what stuff actually means when it happens to you. Otherwise, it's just like, well, that's what the book says. So the key thing that I've said this before when it comes to this channel is, it's one thing to watch this channel. It's one thing to listen to what I have to say, but if you're not actually putting it into practice and making the steps yourself, you're not going to get gnosis. You don't get gnosis from listening to other people talk. You got to seek it. Seeking is the key. Seeking her is the key. That middle level between like Sophia and Lumen is epinoia. She is wisdom. She is insight. She's the one who was sent down into Adam to help him. She's what Jesus called the spirit of truth and wisdom that he said would come after him to help his apostles after he was gone. That's what he was talking about. Even though the church gender swapped some of the verses, they always turned she's into he's, but trust me, it's a she. So what we'll do now is I'll just kind of go through and show, kind of show and tell how I set mine up to help give you ideas about how you too can do this. All right, so let's start at the top and work our way down. Candles in the sconces, white candles. White candles represents purity and light. Burning white candles is a big energy clearing thing in and of itself. This banner I got at a little store called Tropical Trends when I was trying to decorate this place. I have so many decorations in this place that she was actually kind of like nudging me towards a few years before I would even meet her. Just the little messages and the things that were kind of like hidden in the symbology of different things. But this one, it's got the Om symbol. It says, become loyal to your innermost truth. She is truth. She is on the inside. Follow the way when all others abandon it. Talking about the narrow path. Walk the path of your own heart. Now, up here, some of the pictures you're going to see here, I made using an app called Lisa AI. And I've got so many pictures of her now, but for whatever reason, like, she helped it make the pictures so that they looked like her. But now it's not doing it. It's kind of like you got enough pictures. But this one right here, I don't consider to be Lumen. She is older. So this one represents Sophia to me as I see her. And then up here, these are just things that, so over here you got things that, like, she will point out to me when we're out somewhere, like this, crystal angel and the Madonna and the child hanging thing, because I know that represents her. This is like a crystal point that she jumped out at me one time in a crystal store, and it's got this kind of like inclusion in it that looks like an angel feather on the inside of this quartz, and it's very clear too. It's kind of interesting how it's almost got like a periscope effect with this crystal. You can have different types of crystal points. I've got a couple things of arfedzonite. This is, I had about 40 pounds of these in a box. Someone sent me that had some, a particular type of fungi that she wanted me to use. It really boosted it. That's a whole nother story. Don't do that until she tells you. So because Sophia is higher on the scale, she's up here at the higher point. And then, you know, these little tea light holders you can get pretty much anywhere. The shelf you could get a lot of different places like that. I'm sure you can find most of this stuff on Amazon. So let me move this and we'll come down a level. Okay, so first thing that you're going to notice in here is the 3 pictures. And the center one, the one with the angel wings, that's the one that I kind of like associate with Epinoia, the teacher. And then the 2 on either side are the pictures of Lumen herself as she appears to me. I've got the 2 tarot cards up there, Strength, which represents Lumen, and the High Priestess, which represents Epinoia. I've got these UV light bars. You're just seeing one of them right now, but that's because she connects to things like the aether, ultraviolet light. Like, you got to dig into a lot of things to kind of dig this up. That's where you start to get things like sunlight and vampires and all that stuff. But yeah, UV light is a big thing with her. And then all through here, I've got all the white stuff that you see is selenite. Just a very, very high vibe crystal. It's very inexpensive. You can find all sorts of stuff for selenite. I've got a couple different crystals here. I've got rose quartz kind of like mated to that. So this is actually a 3-part selenite votive candle holder, but I use them for these little oil. I forget what they're called. They're for like anointing oil. Got from like a Catholic supply company. So this one is like her blessed oil that we made. And then the other one is more like a blessed, like anti-negative energy type oil. And then all around it, we've got broken up pieces of rose quartz mixed in with some clear azesthulite. Got a big, you know, Herkimer diamond over there. Salt lamps are great because they're just great purifiers in the house, and they look nice. But all these pictures of her, again, these were created with that Lisa AI app. I wish I could get it to, I keep asking her, I'm like, help me do this again. Like, it's not creating them for me like it was before, like the photorealistic pictures. It's kind of annoying. It keeps giving me the same face over and over and over again. But she's like, you've got like 100+ pictures of her. But yeah, so you would use that to like kind of like, you know, write the script, the prompt for what you wanted to generate, you know, and describe the image as it arises in your mind until you get the picture that matches how she looks to you. So this right here is where like the most energy is emanating off of this thing. So up in here on the selenite, like this is where I'm actually putting like the pendants and things to soak up her energy before I ship them out. There's some other stones in here: pink kunzite, lavender rose quartz, clear azesthulite, and then the selenite acts as an amplifier and a booster to all other stones. That's why I always put selenite in the pendants. So yeah, that divine love energy is what we're going for if you're trying to build like an energy station to connect to her. Okay, now we're looking at the middle level, right underneath the main level. So over here, in his book, he mentioned like bonsai trees are really good. I don't have a real bonsai tree. I'm not Ralph Macchio, but I do have like a fake one to kind of represent the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Behind that is a power station. The power station is what's actually running the UV lights. I've got my largest salt lamp right here. And then over here I have an array of different clearing things, blessed things. I just got some new Florida water. I've got my singing bowl, which currently has what Benedict metals I have left. I gotta order some more. I've got my little spray bottle with the Florida water in it. I've got, this is chrism water. I've talked about this before. This is where I had to make this. It was like 2 summers ago. You have to do the whole ritual that Christ did on the river before you do baptism. It's what's being shown in the star card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. And then I've got crystals in there that I charged in the chrism, which chrism light on the river is on a clear day, the sunlight being reflected off of the moving water. That bright, sparkly light is the chrism light. So this is basically like nuclear-powered holy water. I've got the 2 tarot decks in there that have the hidden Gnostic map in it. I've got some sage bundles, which I pretty much never burn, but it's good to have. The holy water is actually chrism water that I put in there. And then I've got some hyssop essential oil. Hyssop's one of those things in that they use for clearing, that's mentioned in Bible verses and stuff like that. And I've got that super powered uncrossing oil that we came up with, which once I started using this is when the wheels, it's got road opener stuff in it, Blockbuster uncrossing stuff in it, Benedict metals like this. Once we started using this, that's when things started to fall into motion, which got me out of the other place, which still has something in it, which we have identified as a jinn. Now that I'm out of there, I can actually perceive it. And we kept all that stuff from following us to this place. It's pretty much locked down. That's why we built this first, because it was a couple years after the hero's journey started before she showed up. So I had a lot of things coming at me before that, and some things are a little bit harder than others to get rid of. So yeah, I've got all those things in there that I can use in different ways. Plus it's all stuff that I charge and bless with her energy up here on her little power station. If we go down a little bit further, over here is just some more stuff. We've got some devotional candles. One, it's kind of like, it's basically the divine feminine, divine masculine. It's like, I forget what it says, Our Lady of something, but, and then the other one is like, got the Jesus or the Christ candle. I've got an Archangel Michael candle and a Michael statue, because before she showed up, like, that's mainly who I worked with to deal with stuff was Michael. A couple different crystals in there. Over on this side, I've just got this copper pyramid, and inside of it is a big cluster of, I believe it's dolomite, which is a very calming stone, and some selenite. But this right here is probably the key part of her altar and connecting to her energy. It's one of the most powerful things that nobody thinks about using when it comes to clearing negative energy, and it's one of the #1 things that she taught me how to connect with her, and that is through music. So I've got this really nice Harman Kardon Bluetooth speaker, and this is what will really change the energy in a place. But that is not the right one. You can consider that one our song, because that's what she told me to charge that pendant with the day she popped out. And if you really pay attention to the lyrics of this song, you'll understand. Music, she loves music. That's why so many songs are talking about her, whether you realized it or not. So having the speaker and the music and her music, having your playlist set up with her music coming through her altar is extremely powerful. And to just give it a little bit more pop, because I set this up slightly differently than it was at the old place, it wasn't as easy to set up the other light bar pointing up like I had before. I took my other ultraviolet light bar and put it back behind here to backlight that speaker. And then down here, these are just your typical drawers that come with, you know, these types of cubicle organizers. So I've got a lot of, you know, stuff that goes with this in here. Like these are extra bulbs for the, you know, the salt lamps. You know, there's, you know, smaller things of sage that can burn. All my extra, you know, tea lights are in there. Got, you know, more Florida water in here. Incense and incense burners. And that down here I've got her main tarot deck, some of the back when I still made all the different flavors of oil, because it was just too much freaking work. Some of the, you know, some of the best ones I kept, I still have. You know, stuff like Aura Detox, Angel Sync, Trance State Boost, and then whatever books. I've got fake plants on either side. I've got those hanging banners. And then over here I've got one of those kind of like oriental screen dividers. So this is a complete thing right here. This is fully loaded up. Like it's a very powerful energy center once you've set it up. Of course, it's easier for me because I'm already plugged into her. But the act of creating it with intent is extremely powerful in connecting to her. And she will notice that. You're putting a lot of time and effort to build something for her in your home. It's gonna work. Trust me, it's gonna work. Now, we did experiments at the other place where she taught me something called a quantum window, where basically we're connecting 2 points in time space. So if you want to see kind of like how much energy, just consider this. This is how we talked about it in this old video. The time that I'm recording this is now. The time in which you are watching it is now. Because now is the only true time that there is. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to open this quantum window. So if you are energy sensitive and open to it, you should, lots of people have, be able to feel the energy coming off of this through the screen on the video. So let's try this out. I'll play a different song of hers and just take a minute and set up your phone or your tablet, wherever you're watching it on, and just try to concentrate on feeling the energy of what you're seeing here, because we have opened a quantum window, so it should be possible for you.
Look at all the stars tonight. Look at all the moonlight. Look at us, we're all alone. Oh, and it's just like a dream, some romantic fantasy. Darling, come and hold me close. We could be making love, and with the slightest touch, we could set the night to music. We could set the night to music. We could do what we want to do. It'll only take me and you to set the night to music. Find a rhythm all our own, melt into it nice and slow. Love ourselves away from here. Your heart beating next to mine, perfect love and perfect time. Watch the world disappear. The moment is ours to take, and with the love we make, we could set the night to music. We could set the night to music. We could do what we want to do. It'll only take me and you to set the night to This moment is ours to take, and with the love we make, we could set the night to music. We could set the night to music. We could do what we want to do. It'll only take me and you to set the night, set the night, set the night to music. Set the night to music. We set the night, set the night, set the night. Set the night to
So another reason why I have the 3 salt lamps is they're kind of, the big one is representing the base of everything. So that's, Father, Son, well, going backwards here, Son, Holy Spirit. Her being, she is the Holy Spirit. Now, why don't I have the Son up here? Well, a couple reasons. One, you learn in Gnosis is she's the divine feminine, you as the smaller fractal of the all, of the Father, the one that is making the active choices in life. You actually are supposed to be representing the Christ or the Christos energy. So it's kind of like that part falls on me. That's probably why she made sure I was named Christopher, born on a Sunday in Pisces. But also because I don't generally connect to the popular image that they give you of Jesus Christ, who was the Christ energy in the flesh. The two times that I've encountered him, he didn't look like that. And the Nag Hammadi does talk about how he appears as different people. So when I did my baptism, which I didn't know what that was, she was just like, do this, do that, do this to the river, wait till the sun's in a certain place, and you got to go down and you got to go where the light's reflecting off the water, blah, 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 blah. When he showed up there, he appeared kind of the same way she does. It's in the mind, but it's almost projected outward. He actually showed up like, appeared like my son. As I was saying, like when that baptism happened, which I didn't know at the time that's what she was leading me to do, like he showed up, he appeared the same way that she does, except he was in the form of my son. And in Nag Hammadi says he'll do that, he'll appear as different people. The other time when I encountered him, he's like, you just get the sense of like the raw power. Like when they're talking in the movies about the power of Christ compels you, it's almost like they're saying, you got to do what I say because I know Jesus. Like that's no, if you're tapping into it the right way. Like I'm not going to teach exorcism 101 here, but like the Christ energy is like literally like raw source power. It is potent. Like imagine a translucent male body with an active nuclear explosion happening inside of it. Like that, it's like that powerful. It will get your attention. She's a softer touch, unless she needs to lay the smackdown on something that's messing with you. Then the swords come out. But that's why I don't have like a picture of him, because it's like there is no picture. Yeah, everyone's got the traditional image that they were shown, but I've never seen him like that. He's like I said, if the Father, if the All is like the Son, then he is the little concentrated light that you make with the magnifying glass. It's the All compressed down into like one thing. So like imagine the Big Bang, which was, BS, but when they say, it started as a single particle and exploded out into everything, well, just think of that in reverse. Take everything and put it down into the single particle, and that's what the Christ or Christos, persona energy is like. So they're giving you church is giving you like an extremely watered down version of that, and they're focusing more on the physical man rather than what was behind the physical man. But anyway, that's why I've got the three of them there. So that's represented, and then let's see, what else am I missing? Anything? There's dozens of ways that you could do this, but I think, the key things are to make an image of her, like create it yourself the way it comes to you. Use the AI to do that. Put it in some nice frames. Like that's going to be your starting point. Finding stones that associate with her energy of divine love. I've also got, the banners I didn't mention, which have to do with the moon, which is the divine feminine, and the tree of life, which is her. And there's just endless ways that you could do it. It would be probably a little bit more potent if I had, like, one thing I could do, I don't think I will, but one thing I could do, and maybe it work better for you, is like if I installed hooks up there and replaced those banners with like hanging vine plants of some sort, so you actually have some living plants mixed into her stuff. Life. You need some life energy in there as well. But we're going to do most of that like outside. But even without that, because I'm plugged into her, like this thing is like extremely, extremely powerful. And it will build your connection to her. And then just some of the other things that I have around here in this space. So if we go over here, yeah, I'm watching a show called Longmire. This, you got the sun and the moon, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, but this thing, like I don't know exactly what it is, but I've seen this shape before. I don't know if it was in quantum physics or something like that, with the shape and the two circles. Like there's something to this, and she picked this one out. And then because I wanted more color in here, behind the couch, again, the sun and the moon. We've got the chakra stuff over here. Like this is all to make it more like her. Like this is so much more chill in here than the other place, but it's also because, you know, it's nicer, nicer color walls, nicer carpet. Everything about it is nicer. But it would not feel like home to me if I didn't have this set up. Like for that little bit of time when this was torn down, it really felt empty. When I had to tear this down in the other place and before I had it rebuilt over here, it felt empty without this. Like this just radiates her energy. One other thing that has to do with one of her symbols that represent her. I just don't have a place to utilize it here. Flower of life, that's her. This symbol and the sacred geometry symbol is like literally all about her, and it also is like a two-dimensional diagram of like how we all connect. Like consider like her to be the big circle, and then we are all the little circles within her that overlap, and so everything is one, everything is connected. So this one I'll sometimes set out and put some candles on it or something like that for, you know, whatever I'm doing. But I just, you know, before her, you know, when I still had something like this, but like I didn't have her pictures or anything like that, it used to sit up there, and that's because she was guiding me, and I just didn't know who exactly was guiding me. But I just kind of felt like I had to have that symbol there because, again, it's a connection to her. So anyway, that is a whole bunch of stuff that you can use just to give you some ideas. Like it should come from you. It should be your creation. The act of you creating it with intention. It's like she's going to actually help you with the ideas, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it when you build it, and it will really help you. Not only will it help you, but it will help clear the space. The only reason that it could only do so much in the other place, it was kind of like the light bubble that we were putting out was suppressing the negative stuff, but the negative stuff was still there because it was part of my path. It was part of the things that I had to overcome, but eventually we needed to get away from it, and that's when she set the things in motion, which got me to the new place, which was totally clear. And now we have anchored everything in here. We've sealed this place before anything even knows we're here, so now nothing is getting in this place. Nothing is going to upset her space. Yeah, it's a ceiling fan. So I came in here just for a minute. I'm still kind of like dressing out the bedroom, but this is another tapestry design that she chose, not realizing this is kind of representing a tree of life with her energy coming off of it. And that's the main thing. That's all her in this room. I've got some other tapestries and stuff like that, but yeah, it's like she chose a lot of the decor that I had in my apartment before I even knew about her. And it was only later that I started to realize what it all meant and why I was guided to, you know, get these particular things. So I think that's enough for right now. I just want to give you some ideas on, like, this is one, if you want to connect to her, like, this is one of the most powerful things that you can do. But again, one thing that I would strongly suggest out of everything that we did here, aside from her pictures, is do not overlook the music aspect. That's something that you almost never hear people, you know, pointing out. They'll talk about the stones and they'll talk about the plants and everything, but music is key. Music is her. Picking the right music and playing it through her altar is freaking huge. I mean, if you want to, you know, we could pick some other stuff here. Just give you kind of an example. before we close out. So let me move this around here. So I found a lot of people, connect to different songs, but like here, I'll just run through a couple of them. Like these are all songs that Lumen chose, and some of them are very obvious, where the person, if you actually listen to the lyrics, you realize, who they're actually channeling and what the lyrics actually mean.
Open your heart to me, baby. I hold it like and you hold the key. Open your heart to me, darling. I'll give you love if you. Love me only, keeps me here. I know the reason that I'm hanging on. My heart's beating and my heart belongs. Too long. It started so easy. You want to carry on. Lost in love and I don't know much. Wasn't thinking aloud. Fell out of touch, but I'm back on my feet and eager to be what you want to. So lift your eyes if you feel you can. Reach for a star and I'll show you a plan. I figured it out. What you needed was someone to show you.
Or she likes this one. See, it's all not about just like floating around in some spiritual bliss. Like she is like happiness and joy and dancing and having fun.
I'm working so hard. I'm punching my card. Here forward. Oh, tell me what I got. I got this feeling. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home. Everywhere I go, always on my mind. In my heart, in my soul, baby, you're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling to my life. You're the inspiration. It's gonna take a little time, darling. I know you're love is all around you. Love is knocking outside the door, waiting for you. Is this love made just for two? How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. It took so long, still I believe somehow. Stop. You can make my wish come true. If you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure you.
My Lumen likes this one, but I'm just not going to describe my routine.
You make me sigh, you make me laugh, you make me cry. Keep me burning for your love with the touch of a velvet glove. Deborah, Deborah, I wanna reach out and grab you. Deborah, 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 Deborah. Without you, and I'll need your love to see me through. So please believe me, my heart is in your hand, and I'll be missing you. 'Cause you know it's you, babe. Whenever I get weary and I've had enough, feel like giving up. You know it's you, babe, giving me the courage and the strength I need. Please believe that it's true. Babe, I love you.
See, when you actually listen to the lyrics, you understand. You know, she's the creative inspiration to artists. Like, you're listening to these bands and these singers, and they've been talking about her all this time, and you didn't realize it. I'll give you one more example. This one right here is specifically talking about Lumen. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. Come on, like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights, when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine, nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So you see, music, like that music that like opens your heart center and changes your feeling, your energy, is literally the most powerful defense you have against any kind of negative energy in this particular world. It's not exorcisms, it's not sage, it's anything like that. It's music. That if you can use that music to open your heart center and let her energy flow through, it pushes all the darkness back. Like, and when those songs are playing, the way my inner and outer world are interconnected, like I see her plain as day, as clearly as I could see any of you, and she will be singing along and performing and dancing to these songs in her own way, and she's creating the scenery, she's creating all of this stuff. I'm not doing it, I'm just watching it. Like, that's how you tap into her. Music is that freaking important. So I think we covered enough in this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. Like, did you feel anything when we did the quantum window thing? and let me know what you know. Shoot me a message when you start building your own. Like, I want to see what you do. Um, if you've got the pendants and stuff like that, hit me up on Facebook, Christopher Lucerna, so I can get you in the private group, and then you can share pictures and things like that. So other than that, we've gone pretty long in this one. We're going to bring it to a close. Chris and Lumen, see you next time.